So I'm just going to go over a position that I took on Aussie dollar. Got taken out of it this morning, but yeah, just going to start off with the daily time frame. As you can see here, marked up on the daily, we have this A to B range that we're playing, and essentially if you look at the makeup of this leg here, we can see that we're pretty much on the line of the sand of this potential thesis of getting this 1, 2, 3 leg to the downside to actually tag that B. So now we just got to look at the formation of the structure that we're forming here. And what I like about this is that we sort of had this expanding, and essentially we didn't commit from this continuation. However, we came back up to the top as there may have been more orders sitting there, right? We got this strong daily retrace, which I did like that. And if you just go down to the 4 hour, we can see that this idea is much more prominent. As you can see there, look at that. So we got this strong sequence here of sell-offs. We were actually looking for sells around about this area. There was an entry that was forming up around about CPI, which I did not take. But I will go into that in a second. So just as you can see here, from the makeup of this scoop here, we have this sort of 1, 2, 3 M style pattern, which built up a lot of volume, broke to the upside, and then we tagged. Essentially we barely near missed it, so it's negligible, the near miss. However, we essentially came to that value area. We started selling off on the 4 hour. It's not the most direct price action, however it has moved enough away from this near miss for us not to have to worry about that anymore. If we now just go, as you can see there, so we do have that very nice leg. As you can see, we're stalling on the 4 hour. If you go down to the 1 hour here now, this is what confirms it for me, right? We can see we have this 1 hour continuation, which is very deliberate. We have this direct move into this 1 hour 3 touch continuation, as you can see, which is very deliberate on the 1 hour. I'm happily gonna take that because it's a deliberate move. So we're not getting in on any 15-minute flag here, just due to this near miss, and it's a bit of a corrective nature to this sort of leg to the downside. However, having a deliberate 1, 2, 3 here is more than enough. So if I just go down to the 15-minute and just mark on the structure, as you can see there, we have this sort of structure marked on. So it doesn't really matter about the bottom angle. You could cut through, you could not cut through. It's not, you don't really need to worry about that. However, this is where I saw it, and I woke up around about, I would like to say like 3:30, and I saw the this position actually forming. I did have it weighed up with another pair, which was Euro Aussie, and just looking at the positioning of Euro Aussie compared to Aussie dollar, it was forming pretty much the same structure. However, I decided to take Euro Aussie, Aussie dollar instead of Euro Aussie, just because of the positioning and the potentiality of this trade moving. I would have more of a scope to be able to get that risk to reward. On Euro Aussie, it was sitting on a high, so it sitting on the high would kind of restrict the risk to reward, because you could get very large pullbacks when we do tap into that high, even though we could actually break. Just looking at comparing the two, the positioning of Aussie dollar, which was much more probable as we were much higher up on the run, whereas Euro Aussie we were much further on in the run. So yeah, just looking at the makeup of that, we can see here that this is where I woke up. And then what I was waiting for this bullish wick to get filled, which actually happened the next candle, as you can see there, right there. You can see that candle got filled, and then now we're just looking for lower time frame entries on the 15-minute. So what I liked about this as well, we had this 1, 2, 3, and then essentially this wick here that was filling on the 1 hour was pretty much a scoop, double top, mini scoop within. So I did like that. As we get the next candles, this is actually where I entered, right? I entered off this candle a couple of pips below, right here, with around about a 12 pip stop. And then, so this is where I could have probably performed a bit better, was probably the management. I saw this next candle here. So we had this very nice that dropout candle there. It looks very promising. So we were actually very probable to actually drop down to the downside. However, after these next couple of candles, which was this one here. So after I saw that bullish wick there and tapped the base, you can see that we had this sort of bullish wick, right? This bullish candle. So looking at that bullish candle, I wasn't really happy leaving my stop open at full risk, because obviously we could just get this push up to the upside. I saw that Ibi and Mark actually managed it a bit different, so I am keen to see their reasoning for leaving it open. And however, overall, the position, I did move it to break even after this candle, and then literally got tagged out the next candle, and then it dropped. And then where it is now, it probably would have ended up in a break even anyway, or slightly profit, like 1%. But overall, the thought process of the trade, the thesis built, and the execution for me was perfect. I'm very happy with myself in that sense. The management, I'm just keen to see what Mark and Ibi do say about the position. I'll probably pose the question to Abdu in the FX Live. But yeah, just very happy with the position overall. Just the management that we need to inquire about. But yeah, very nice trade. I will see you guys in the next one.